Okay, what's up everybody? It is Uncle Matt. I'm here live. I'm not a cat. Nephew P is still with me. And if you're wondering, hey, aren't you guys wearing the same clothes you were wearing in the last vlog? Yes, we are. Thank you for watching that previous vlog. Thank you for watching this vlog. But after we got done with our lunch at Cal's Country Kitchen, I had a little bit of bout of inspiration. Now, a while back, one of our loyal viewers suggested, hey, Matt, go out to the Rivergate area, the Rivergate Mall area, explore it. Tell us what's left of the once mighty, prosperous Rivergate Mall that was such a popular spot back in the day when we were young children. And I've been thinking about how to do it, how to best present it. And when I was having a little bit of nostalgia after we ate Cal's, I thought, let's just go. Let's go to the mall, let's wing it, see what we remember, see what's changed, what's left. So that's what we're doing today. Nephew P's along for the ride with me. He's getting a chance to see what it was like when I was his age, the places I used to go. You know, over my shoulder here, you can see the former Sears, long since gone, but shell of its former self. Before we go into the mall and check out what's left of Rivergate Mall itself, I want to just kind of check out the surrounding area in general, because this whole area used to be very popular. There was a whole lot to do. I think the first thing we're going to check out is the movie theaters that are over here in this part of town. There used to be 3. It seems crazy nowadays to think, why would you ever need 3 movie theaters in the same part of town? But there were.
That's so weird.
So before we head in the mall, we're going to check out some movie theaters. There's one other surrounding area, former popular spot I want to check out. But let's start with the movie theaters. Let's go. All right, the first former movie theater we're going to check out here, just to the side of the mall. I believe this was called the Carmike 8. I'm not 100% sure. I don't fully remember a lot about everything, but you can see it's still basically just left as is from the old days from when it closed. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Perfect. Rivergate 8. That's the title. I had it wrong the whole time. But it was a Carmike Cinema, so I had that part right. I don't even know if Carmike Cinemas is in business anymore. Maybe Carmike Cinemas has just gone out of business, and that's why so many of these have closed. Yeah, you can see in there, the concession stand is still fully in place. Everything is basically left as is from whenever it closed.
Ticket stand.
Nobody's come in yet. Yep, ticket stand. That would be where you would see what movies were on display and what times they had available, so you can tell how probably long it's been since it's closed down, because this is not a digital board.
It's like where they show off the new movies.
Yeah, there's the posters back there that would have used to had displayed of what was coming. You can even actually see, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit.
They even have a lock right
The
here.
prices are still up there on the old board. Once again, not a digital board, so I can tell you how long it's been since it's closed. Large popcorn, $8.50. Holy crap.
Oh.
I don't know what a large popcorn runs now, but even now that seems kind of expensive. Maybe that's why this place went out of business, because it charged so much for its popcorn.
They even have a lock right here.
Yep, you can see they've got it all bolted up, locked up. That's what we're talking about. They don't want anybody to come inside and damage anything, because I'm sure whoever owns this property now does eventually want to sell it. And kind of like we'll see some of one of the other movie theaters, at least I know, has already been converted into a church. But
And it was like messed up down there, like the wall had.
yeah, but you can see you could almost just come right in and turn this into a movie theater again if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, but you could.
The carpet is all good and stuff.
Yeah, everything's just left as is for the most part. Moving on. Okay, so fun story I want to share about the Carmike 8 movie theater, this one right here. When I was somewhere between the ages of 13 and 15, I don't know exactly, my mom brought me and a friend here to see Scream 2. Now, you can't see R-rated movies, or at least you couldn't back then. I don't know how things work anymore. You couldn't see R-rated movies if you were under 18 unless you had a parent or guardian with you. So my mom came with us. She bought us our tickets, and then we went in on our own, and she went home she was gonna come get us after the movie was over. Some usher, high on what little bit of power he had, comes along, grabs me and my buddies, like, hey, you guys aren't 18, you can't be watching this movie without yourself. My mom, saint that she is, came back, sat through the movie with us so that we didn't have to miss it. Wonderful woman. She also did the same thing for Varsity Blues. Much more tricky experience. It was very awkward having my mom sit there during the whipped cream bikini scene, but fun times back here at the Rivergate 8 back in the day. All right, so behind me, over my shoulder here, this used to be, I want to call it like Carmike Cinema North. I can't remember. I didn't do any research for this. I just pretty much just decided to wing it off my mind, try to remember what I can. But this was the first one that kind of changed when the new Winsong Theater opened up. This one transitioned from being a new release standard movie theater to being a dollar cinema, where you can come watch movies that have been out for a while, but only for like $1, maybe $2, something like that back in the day. It's a great concept. I really miss those. I'm guessing the expenditures and the expenses of movies these days don't allow for there to be dollar cinemas anymore. But I mean, that was so cool back in the day to, like, if there was a movie you didn't get to catch in its first run, or you didn't feel like spending the full price on it, to be able to just go to the dollar cinema and see it for cheap. I mean, I miss those. Somebody bring those back if it's possible. I don't know if it is though. You can see now it's now an impact church, which is like 90% of what happens here in Tennessee. If something closes down, a church buys it and takes it over. So pretty par for the course here. All right, this is the final stop on our tour of the Rivergate area movie theaters. The last cinema standing, formerly known as Carmike's Winsong 10. It is now an AMC owned and operated theater. It is still in business. I wasn't sure when we pulled up because it very much does not look that much active, but it also is a weekday afternoon. So, but when we drove by, I saw they had Cruella de Vil posters up, as well as a couple other recent releases. So it is open, it is active, but you know, with everything that's happened to the movie theater industry over the last 18 months, I don't know how much longer this one will be here, because it's certainly in a weird spot where not much is going on in Rivergate anymore. So it might not be long for the world with how things are kind of moving towards streaming and not actually even being out in theaters, especially when you've got like mega theaters like the one out at Opry Mills to compete with. So it's still here for now though. So come over here if you want to see a movie in an old dilapidated cinema. All right, so now here is another, if you look up here, you can probably already tell what used to be here, what's left of it. This was the lot that contained the Toys R Us back in the day. Right over here mostly is where Toys R Us was. There was like a El Chico over here, but Toys R Us was here. Obviously, they went down, closed quite a while ago. It's the first time they've actually finally developed up this land since Toys R Us closed. Getting a Chipotle, which is, you know, that's fine. Speedway gas station. Checkers is actually on the other side of that building, if you remember, if you've ever been over here. It's still there going strong, I believe, but everything else from this little lot is gone, and it's being redeveloped now with a gas station and a Chipotle. I like Chipotle, but not that much. I would much rather have Toys R Us back here in our lives. Yeah. You don't even know what Toys R Us is. You missed it. It was like the biggest, best toy store ever.
I know what
Toys R Us. You know what this thing, you can't even remember what it's called, is called?
I just forgot for a second. I know what it is though.
This is where all the children of Madison, Hendersonville, Goodlettsville, Inglewood used to always converge to purchase toys, video games, bicycles. And now it's just a memory. Sad.
I know.
It made Nephew P cry. Okay, now that we've checked out the surrounding area, we're gonna make our way into Rivergate Mall proper. We're gonna start out in Dillard's, which is one of, I think, only 2 remaining of the kind of flagship anchor department stores here at Rivergate Mall. I believe JCPenney's is still up and running, but everything else, Castronauts, Hex, Macy's, Sears, long gone. All right, well, so far, is this your first time ever being on an escalator? You seem very confused. Not much has changed here at Dillard's. The layout's pretty much still the same. Your standard department store. So we're gonna go check out the interior of the mall proper if Nephew P doesn't get trapped on the escalator. All right, so right as soon as we enter the mall proper, you can already see there's a lot of, I don't know what you call these, lots, shops, kind of all empty. There's Guitar Center here. That's relatively, I don't know how new it is, but it's not of the old school mall area, but a lot of empty shops, a lot of abandoned places. Not many shops still here anymore.
Guitar Center is where I got my drum set.
Oh, very cool. Why do you have drums? That's too loud. You shouldn't be playing drums.
It's all about drums.
Very quiet from what used to be a insane place. At least there's still things like this to entertain the children. Nephew P is only 2 years old, so this is right up his alley. Put it in gear. Hit the gas. All right, so I've come across a couple of familiar spots. There's a Champ Sports here. Around the corner here, you got Spencer's Gifts, and down there a little further, we got Bed Bath and Body Works. I don't think I said that right. As well as Journeys. There is Spencer's Gifts, of course. You used to be able to get some very unique items there, to say the least. All right, so this is what's left of the food court. Not a whole lot still going on here. This used to be, all the key spots used to be here, but there's one Spunky Spud. Looks like a Pyramids Grill. Teriyaki Express, Steak Grill. Not a whole lot left here anymore. A place called Game Galaxy here. I don't know if it's temporarily closed or permanently closed, but tons of old school arcade games back in there. Very cool. But whether it's permanently closed or temporarily closed, it is definitely not open now, but a lot of cool stuff back there. And Nephew P is attempting to break in. I don't remember this being here. This must have been relatively new. So they got a sign here that says they buy, sell, trade, call or text. So maybe they're only open by appointment or something like that, since might not be too many people in the market for this type of stuff on a regular basis. All right, here is Sears, or you know, what's left of it. It's been closed for quite a while, and now it just sits here empty.
Look at the light. Look at the lights.
Yeah, it's got, you know, long gone.
All papers on the floor.
Do have Smash and Go table tennis here. Looks like a place you can go maybe rent a table, play a little ping pong. Not necessarily something I would think people would want to do at a mall, but Nephew P immediately tried to run in there and play ping pong. He's apparently become a bit of a ping pong fanatic. Is that true? Shout out the YouTube channel you watch for ping pong.
Pongfinity.
Say it louder.
Pongfinity.
Pongfinity. Check that out. Tell them Nephew P sent you. Now we do still have a Hot Topic here at Rivergate, because of course you can't have a mall without a Hot Topic. I think all the malls could go out of business and somehow there would just be a lone Hot Topic still standing inside of them operating. People still need a place to buy various pop culture t-shirts. What'd you spot?
I've been watching Naruto and I found it.
Interesting.
See, it says Naruto.
So it does.
And they're small.
Now my wayfinding might be a bit off, but I'm almost positive this store used to be Gadzooks, which was like the go-to store. What are you doing? You're closed. Gadzooks was the store to go to for like everything. They had Airwalks, Massimo, Jinko jeans, everything you could possibly want. Okay, Rivergate Mall, now you've got my attention. Let's go in here and check out what's in Soccer Store. Soccer Plus. Nephew P has found the best stuff in the store. Okay, so Soccer Plus was the first nice surprise we've come across in the mall. That's probably the one store left that I might actually spend some time at if I was actually going to go to this mall on a regular basis, but probably not going to. All right, another example of a long gone department store. Macy's has closed down, although it says they do still have a location at Cool Springs Galleria.
I can see in there.
Before it was Macy's, this also used to be Hex, I think, and then before that, I think it was Castor Knott's, maybe even Kane Sloan.
Oh.
What do you see? Are there any people in there?
No.
They're rats? animals? Have animals taken it over?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We do still have sports seasons here, and they do have a nice little highlighted section of Nashville SC gear. Love to see that. Grow the game, grow the brand. Come on, you boys in gold. And all the blue jerseys on display. All right, so now this used to be a whole nother like section with a ton of more stores down here. This is where Department 56 was, which is where my dad used to buy all the Snow Village pieces. There's a music store down there. That's just the exit down there. But they renovated it. They made it into one big store. It actually for briefly was like a Dave & Buster's kind of knockoff place, but that very quickly went out of business. And now it's Smart Buys, which seems to be one of those we're always going out of business, so everything's on sale, furniture type stores. But this used to be like a whole section unto itself with like a ton of different stores back down here, but now just one big store now. Still a Lids here, but apparently closed today. Okay, that wraps up our trip out to Rivergate Mall to revisit it, see what it's like these days, what's still there, what's gone.
Yep.
I was simultaneously surprised at how much was still around. Like all of the kind of mall staples are still there for the most part. American Eagle, I don't think I've filmed that, but American Eagle, Journeys, Spencer's, Champ Sports. There was a Hollister still in there. A lot of those type of places are still there. It's kind of those in-between, more unique, more locally kind of focused places that seem to have gone by the wayside. But to say the least, I would say this mall is still hanging on by a thread. Don't know how much longer it's got, but it was cool to get back in there, kind of walk around, get a little jolt of nostalgia. But that's it for this one. I do have a couple other spots I want to hit in the Madison area, but they're not really tied to Rivergate. So I might do those as a separate vlog. Plus I'm kind of out of time today. I got some stuff I got to get done. I can't just drive this numbskull around all day. Any final thoughts, Nephew P?
Nope.
Nope. None from him, none from me. Like I said at the start, this video was done at the suggestion of a viewer. So like I said before, I'm always open to suggestions, open to new ideas. So if there's something you'd like me to do a vlog about, throw that in the comments down below. And if it's feasible, I'll probably do it because there's only so many ideas in this brain of mine. I guess we're heading home now, so
I want to go swimming.
Parker's gonna go swimming. I have to work, which is not fair. But that's the way life goes. Thank you for joining us on this trip back to kind of a trip down memory lane here at Rivergate Mall, I would say.
Adios.
I couldn't say it better myself. Adios.